Hi guys, it's Krista from Playing with a Purpose. I spent yesterday the entire day getting my community helpers theme all set out in my classroom, and I wanted to show you around. Here in my sensory table I have kinetic sand. This is a super fun sensory experience for the children. They can mold the sand and it sticks together. It feels really neat. It's also interesting visually to watch. I added some construction vehicles and some pylons and signs, some stones with different letters. The children are just beginning to learn some of the letters in the alphabet, so I only put a few letters in. The most meaningful letters to the children right now are the letters that begin their name. I made these with some dollar store rocks a few years ago. I purchased some special Sharpie markers and I put the uppercase on one side and the lowercase on the other. So over here I made a mini post office. I just added a mail carrier book and a little sign with a mail carrier picture. And here the children can take out an envelope. I just added a square where a stamp would go and two lines. And what I would like the children to do is trace the two lines with a marker and add a sticker as the stamp. If they want, they can draw or write something on these little cue cards and put them inside the envelopes, and they can mail it off in the post office box. So this is the writing activity. I also just added some little packages. Here I have a sorting activity where the children can sort different cards that I laminated and got ready ahead of time, and they'll be able to sort by number, letter, or color. So for instance, M, Maddox, it would go in this box. Green would go in this box. Red would go in this box. And then I have a little mailman shirt and a little mailman bag. Over on the red table I have some construction toys, and up here I have some community helper puppets. And then over here I just labeled each shelf with a different community helper. So I have a garbage truck, then I have the picture of the garbage man. It just adds a little bit of environmental print, and it's also helpful for when it's time to put the toys away. Here I have a firefighter, and I have a fire truck and a little house on fire activity. Here I have a mechanic. So my husband happens to be a mechanic, so I kept some of the boxes that he had, and I don't know if they still sell this. I've had this for years. It's made by Little Tykes, but I bought it years and years ago, so I'm not sure if it's still available. But you can put your tools inside and it makes things turn, and it has a little sound feature there. So that one sounds like you're pouring some liquid, so I bought these funnels that they can just pretend to pour. I bought these colorful little things back a couple years ago, and I knew it was going to be a great loose part, and I thought this would be a perfect loose part to pretend these are different wires. And then I also have some real wires, and I included some different tools. And I actually got an idea off of Pocket of Preschool to add little white shirts and then make them look dirty with some black paint. So I included 2 t-shirts with some black paint smeared on them. I also have these little clamps that I thought would be great for fine motor practice. The children can clip it on and pinch it to get them off. And then here I have the hairdresser. So I have a picture of the hairdresser and then different hairdressing items. So there's a comb and a mirror and a hair dryer, a curling iron, and some little curlers. And then I have the cape, a hairdressing cape. It's the Melissa and Doug dress up. And over here I have the vintage children's hospital, and it's super cute. It has like a little ambulance and the little people and a little wheelchair and a little scale. And then in here I have a little doctor's kit with all sorts of different doctor's items. Here's a cute little interactive book where you can take out the little community helpers and have the children put them back in. So here is a little hint, a picture of a mailbox, and here is a chalkboard. So you would decide which community helper belongs on each page. Over here, I just have a little weighing station for the grocery store so the children can practice weighing their vegetables. And here I have some community helper puzzles and a little neighborhood showing different places of employment. And then here is a farmer basket. And up here, a veterinarian, the Melissa and Doug veterinarian costume. And then I also have some construction Lego. And then over here, I've put out lots of things for construction. So up here I have some tools, some more tools. And I put a construction worker. And then I have this book, When I Build with Blocks. I have these great buildings that tie in really well to community helpers. And then I have this little pull toy. It's a fire truck and a little guy dressed as a fireman. I've added some pictures of some community helpers. I also have these great lakeshore community helpers. And then I made these a few years ago, and I just used some black Bristol board and little pieces of yellow duct tape, and then I just made them into different letters so the children can drive their little vehicles on the letters, and some more exposure to letters. And then in here I have different community helper vehicles with the people. So there's an ambulance, a fire truck, a hospital helicopter, and a police car. I have some wooden community helpers as well as some vehicles. So the first day we're going to talk about what a community is and what a community helper is. And over here I've added a couple more pictures of different occupations that are relevant to the children in my care. So one of the dads is an engineer. My daughter is a nurse. I have two parents that are teachers, and I have one parent that is a dental hygienist. We're also going to be making a class book with pictures of all the parents and their jobs. Over here is a collection of all the community helper books. My husband is a mechanic, and he's also a beekeeper. And when we were studying insects, I had this book made so the children could see all the tools that my husband uses. We took pictures of our yard with the bees. This is a picture of my husband. And they can see. So this was really meaningful to the children because they know Pete very well, and they can see what he does when he works with the bees. So this was a fun way to talk about what he does when he's beekeeper Pete. I added a tractor for farming. And here I made an interactive bulletin board. The children will match the occupation to the tools they use. So we have a doctor, a teacher, a dentist, and a firefighter. And over here, I set up a pizza parlor. So we have some chef hats. Each basket is labeled so the children know where to put back the different ingredients. And then over here, I have a variety of different dress-up items for different occupations. And then I added a little fire truck ride-on toy. So we have firefighter costumes, a police suit. I found this when I was out thrifting, and it's a cute little dentist tie. And then I just picked up a white shirt that could go with it. And then I also, when I was out garage selling, I found this toothbrush, and the toothpaste is super cute. You can squeeze the toothpaste and it comes out. So I love this because it's a great prop for when you're doing healthy habits, or right now while we're doing community helpers. In the back of this, I have a camera for a photographer. I have some pool noodles to fight fires with, to represent some hoses for the firefighters, and then I also have these little ones. I have a little pediatrician and some doctor scrubs. I have an EMT suit. I also made this ambulance so the children can use this playing with their dolls. I actually used this a few years ago, and I just folded it up when I wasn't using it, and then I retaped it when I took it back out. It got a little bit damaged, so I just reinforced it with a new piece of cardboard, and it's perfect. So I think it's ready to play with again. So they would take their little baby, and the ambulance would come to give them some help. And then I have a little medical kit here with all sorts of things that the children can use to help take care of the babies. And then if they're taking a ride in the ambulance, they can put them right inside and take them to the hospital. So I hope I gave you some new ideas for your classroom. I'm Krista with Playing with a Purpose. I'll see you next time.